Hello, welcome everyone. Okay, so I think that we're gonna start now the presentation, if it is okay for all of you. So first of all, hello everyone. I would like to thank you for joining us today. My name is Denise and I'm from the Berlin campus, and this webinar is about the career and master opportunities during and after the bachelor program. I'm very happy to share with you that today we have 4 alumni from the program with us. So I will shortly leave the floor to them to introduce themselves. Maybe Herman, you would like to start?
Yep, sure. Firstly, thanks for having me here in this webinar. My name is Herman Chung. I graduated in 2019 from the bachelor program, and after another internship, I'm currently working as a corporate auditor at Zeiss.
Thank you very much, Herman.
So, hello everyone, my name is Magali, I'm French, and I graduated from the bachelor in year 2020. And since it was the very beginning of the COVID crisis, I decided to continue studying. So I've joined the Master in International Sustainability Management of ESCP.
Thanks, Magali.
My name is Laurent, and I was in the same class as Magali, so I graduated in 2020 as well. I'm half French and half German, and with COVID, I decided to try my luck in the working market. So I'm at the moment currently working as an audit associate at PwC Luxembourg. I'm very happy to be here with you today.
Thank you, Laurent. And last but not least.
Well, hi everyone. I'm Mehdi, and I'm an alumni of the Bachelor 2021 class. Very happy to be here, and currently I'm a junior events coordinator for Radisson Blue in both Marrakesh and Casablanca. I'm Moroccan, by the way.
Thank you, Mehdi, and thank you very much again, guys, for joining us today. I really appreciate that you're taking your time off to help us to explain a bit more about the opportunities that they have, the students, when they are in the program and what you actually do afterwards. So I would like to start with the webinar to explain you a bit the opportunities that you have during the program to improve your work experience. So as it was already explained in the previous webinar, during your bachelor program, you must complete 24 weeks of internship that normally is allocated in second year, 12 weeks, and after the third year, another 12 weeks. So your internship can be done in any industry that you would like to, in any country. It doesn't mean that you have to do it in the city where you are allocated during your studies. But of course, the internship must be a professional one and 40 hours a week, so full-time internship that normally takes place between April, May until the end of August. So when you are in the program, you could apply, for instance, for an Erasmus funding if it takes place in Europe. You can also go to our career service department to ask for help to find an internship. But besides doing an internship, you have the option to do a social project for the first year. So maybe Magali, you could explain us a bit about that because you did one.
Yes, sure. So as it was in the second year to do a social project, I decided to join the Red Cross of Paris. So it was in the 18th arrondissement. So I was mainly working for them to collect clothes and sell them for a cheaper price. But I also tried to create partnerships with other social associations so that they could send us the people who needed the social action, for example, so that they could get new clothes, this kind of stuff. And I also was helping the teacher who was teaching people first aid methods, to solve people's life. Actually, it was very interesting. So many small things to do at the same time. And I really met many people who were working in social action for years, and it was super interesting.
Thanks. Laurent, I believe you also did a social project during your studies, right?
Yes, exactly. And that was after my second year as well, and in Paris as well. I was working for Wero, which is I should sound a bit like a hero. And the goal of this new startup was to be a headhunting company specializing in refugees. So we were trying to approach French companies when they were hiring new people and telling them that they can also look outside of the normal people or normal students or people from Grande École they would normally hire from, but also consider people with a refugee background because they mostly have a very good education as well and are more than willing to work as well. So we try to connect those two bits, and I was very happy to be a part of this experience.
Thanks, guys, for sharing your experience. So the theme of the social project is that could be partly recognized as those 24 weeks of internship. Of course, you cannot do only social projects because at the end, the idea is that you gather work experience during those 3 years. But if you would like to contribute to the society, we will consider it up to 8 weeks of that social project part of your internship. As they said, you can only do it in the first or in the second year, the social project, but the internships is for second of the year. Regarding the internship, guys, you all have to do them, at least 2. Would like, for instance, you, Herman, to share your experience during your internship, how it was, where it went?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so generally, I mean, one of the challenges really here is specifically so I did 2 internships that were counted as these 24 weeks. Here in Germany, and I think in Germany usually they do 6-month internships, which is difficult to fit into this group, but there's still a lot of opportunities to be able to do these internships in between the years. And for me, I did my internships, well, between my 2nd and 3rd year, I did my internship at BASF, and this was for 3 or 4 months. So you can fit in a 4 to 5 month internship if you have something lined up right beforehand and start then right after your year with the program ends. And you can also do them where your campus is going to be or where your future campus is going to be. But I decided to do mine in Germany because I lived in Germany, or I had a base in Germany at the time. And so my first internship was, as I said, in BASF, and then my second one was with Bayer in Leverkusen.
Okay, thank you very much, Herman. So what I want to point out of this is that during the program, you have already the opportunity, as a matter of fact, it's compulsory that you complete those 24 weeks of internship, which might help you to find a job afterwards because you already have work experience. There is the opportunity to do social projects as well, to contribute to the society. And the third option that you could do if you're interested is to join a student society, because also improves a lot your CV. For instance, I know that Magali, you're involved in a student society. Would you like to just quickly mention a bit about that? Because afterwards we have a webinar specialized on this topic.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, society can be created very easily at ESCP. So when I was in 3rd year of bachelor, I joined a music society, and that has been created only for 1 year, and it was really great. We had even made a Christmas concert. And currently, I'm still working in Oikos Society, that is the Sustainability Society of Berlin, and we organize many events such as like Sustainable Career Fairs, for example.
Thank you. So if you want more information about how the student societies work, feel free to join the next webinar. But now let's focus on another opportunity that you can do during your studies. So for instance, there is, for those who are interested to build their own company or they have a project idea, you can be involved in another student society that is called Blue Factory. That is for entrepreneurs. We have some of our alumni who after their studies, they create their own company. And they studied the project already where they were in the bachelor's. So if you have an idea, you can join the society, or as well you could take the elective course that you have in the 3rd year about entrepreneurship. So for instance, Mehdi did one of his internships in one of the companies created by one of our bachelor alumni that started the project during his studies?
Yeah, indeed. I'm grateful to be a part of the Stay startup that has been created in Berlin from ESCP alumni from the 2019 bachelor class, I think. And it's been great for them since then. The startup has grown to be one of the fastest growing startups in all of Europe. They're doing very well. I've been there twice, once as a business developer and the second time as a communication manager. And both times it has been a great experience to all learn at the same time with them. ESCP has contributed a lot for the startup since thanks to the Blue Factory, they've been taken care of, and their project development has been much smoother. And yeah, it's been a great adventure, and I'll also, why not, look forward to have my own startup and make ESCP the incubator for it.
Thanks, Mary. So the thing is, when you check to the career services activities that ESCP offers, you have, for instance, the opportunity to talk with alumni. That was how one of the ways that Mary got that internship, because one of the alumni create this company. You also have the opportunity to attend to the careers fairs that we organize in each campus. So once or twice a year, companies come to campus, of course, due to the current situation, it is online, where you can apply for jobs or for internships, depending on the year that you are located. And so, for instance, I know that you, Laurent, went to one of the careers fairs and you got lucky.
Yes, exactly. So those career fairs are really a great opportunity, as there are so many companies coming on our campuses trying to recruit us directly or offering us some jobs and internship from many different industries. It makes our lives as students way easier. And especially the Berlin one is always a very intense week of trying to give your CV to as many people as you can. And for me, that was pre-COVID. I was selected for a case interview and a roundtable with Textron Aviation, which specialized in the aviation domain. Which was very interesting and a great way to get in contact with this kind of persons and companies of this industry. But unfortunately, with COVID, the aviation industry is taking a little bit of a time off at the moment. So that was a bit unlucky. But really, every industry that you can think of, we will have representative. And as Denise said, in the specific countries, you also have specific companies from the countries of the campuses, so you can really specialize. And even if you're on the Berlin campus, you can go and join the fair in Turin, for example, if you're interested in Italy. So absolutely perfect to take advantage of everything that is offered to us.
Thanks, Laurent. So the idea is that when you're looking for the internship or you're about to finish your program, you have the opportunity to attend to the careers fairs. There are several events going on campus to network that you should take profit of that. Of course, in the first 2 years, the careers fairs are more focused in the internships because it's your main purpose to get one. But when it comes to the third year, in the case, for instance, in Berlin, we're a bit more specialized in finding you a job or a traineeship after the program, because there are some people that would like to jump into the job market already. But besides of those events, there are also workshops that they are very useful when you are applying for a job. So for instance, there are workshops about how to create an effective CV and a cover letter, how to build a digital reputation by, for instance, using LinkedIn or any other social media apps, how to handle a job application, because there are best practices, some recommendations depending on the country that you go, that they have certain structure, as well as how is the selection process, because sometimes they are expecting that you give a pitch. Sometimes there's an interview or an assessment center, depending on the industry. So our career service helps you to improve those skills or to check how good are you doing that. I believe you, Mary, took part of one of those workshops.
Yeah, indeed. Was a part of a lot of workshops that we had during the year, which were mostly online due to the COVID situation. Yeah, and we had a lot of contribution from experts about how to make our CV, how to track the applications, how to reach out to companies the right way, basically a whole tutorial about how to find your way into success, but also needs some work from your part, of course. And yeah, so far it has been successful since I've built a pretty strong resume, I would say, and I'm looking forward to develop it in the future.
Thanks, Mehdi. And last but not least, something else that you could ask from the career service support would be, for instance, to do mock interviews or to do one-to-one advising sessions, or what you also get when you are a student from us is that we have a mailing about the job openings that are in companies from our partner companies. And you get mailings with updates about job openings. So I think, Laurent, you could mention something about that?
Yes, exactly.
Even though the aviation did not work out at the end.
Yeah, no, you have to always try to readapt. So yeah, this platform you were referring to, we call it Job Teaser, and it's like a modern matchmaking, but in a professional sense. So on one side, you see all the offers that our partner companies have on the market at the moment, and you can directly apply to them, sometimes even having a little bit of a shortcut compared to the usual application process, because they know what quality of students and of persons they get from people coming out from ESCP, but also from the bachelor. But it goes also the other way around, that if they or if a company has a job and they find your profile and they find you very interesting, they can also send you this job offer directly to you, so for you to consider. And that's how PwC got in contact with me now over, I think it was already over 1.5 years ago or something. And then it's really the modern age, very easy. You just press yes, you accept, and then the whole process started. And look where I am today in Luxembourg. So absolutely great to have these opportunities. And it's a part that I was not really aware of before I joined the program, but this makes such a big part of the program. And absolutely take chance of every chances you get at the school.
Thank you very much, Laurent. I always believe we try to do our best, but I must say that our students are very good. So thanks a lot for that. So well, I want to now focus a bit, okay, when you graduate, you have mostly three options. One, of course, is to jump into the job market, or to continue with your studies with a master's degree in a renowned university. Or of course, there are some that decide to take a gap year to have some free time after studying and working hard for 3 years. But focusing on those who decided to continue working or for a master program, based on our statistics, the graduate student from 2020, so the class from Laurent and Magali, 51% decide to continue with a master degree, and the other 46% decided to jump in the job career. So it's very good that we have two examples today about that from that graduated course. Of course, this has been a bit influenced by the current situation in the world, because in the case of 2019, most of our graduate students decided to go to the job market with 67%, and only 33% went for a master program. So I will quickly go to show you more or less in which type of company industries you could work, because when you study management, it's something very broad. You have many possibilities. You could work, for instance, in company industry of aviation, as Laurent mentioned before, or you could work in tourism and hospitality, as Mehdi is currently doing. So it depends a bit which industry you would like to. But of course, when you focus in the departments of those companies, most of our students end up working in finance, IT, marketing, purchasing and logistics, management, or even creating their own company. Here you have a quick overview of some of our partner companies that they are normally in our careers fairs, or that they are to help students to apply for jobs. But I think this is a good opportunity for the ones that are here today to explain a bit what they do in their job, because sometimes you see a title or an industry and you have no idea actually what it means that. So maybe Herman, you could start to explain a bit what you do in your job, in which industry is located, and in which department are you working?
Yeah, sure. So maybe I'll give a bit of background as well. I think I don't know about the other alumni here, but I know a lot of my classmates. They when they join the program and when I talk to them about their plans or which industry they want to go in the future, there's a lot again, and you can see it here as well. There's a lot of people who want to go into consulting. There's people who want to go into finance, etc. For me, I mean, I think consulting was always interesting, but personally, also I kind of want a bit more contact with, let's say, the manufacturing or kind of the technological side of things rather than just pure business. I want to combine the two. And so after some searching and some internships as well, some really interesting internships you could see. I mean, with BASF and Bayer, this was a bit more combined with the industry rather than just a pure business area. But now I'm working then in the end with like full-time with Zeiss as a corporate auditor. And corporate auditing is, I think auditing as a term is quite broad. But in this case, maybe you can share a little bit about the different side of auditing later on as well. But for me, really, I've never been a massive finance person. And so luckily also in my job now, it's not focused on finance. So it's really focused on the business processes. And I have the great opportunity to be able to touch all of these different areas. So I can look at strategy, I can look at marketing, I can look at IT, things like this. And really, as my role now, it's within a company, I'm looking at the different departments or different locations for these departments as well, and then seeing what the best practices are, how they're conducting their business, and then afterwards providing recommendations or sharing best practices from other departments in order to really provide like an assurance role, but also a somewhat of a recommendation or consulting role at the end of the day. So really, there's some emphasis from the finance and the consulting side, but you're also able to obviously touch a little bit more into the industry area as well.
Thank you a lot, Herman. Actually, there is a question in the FAQ session that I think, Mary, you could kind of answer about that, because the question was, does any one of you know who went into the fashion industry after graduation? And actually, where Mary did his internship with a company that was created by our alumni is related to sustainable fashion.
The state company is related to sustainable fashion, promoting it in the most sustainable way. And a lot of people from my class at least had their internships there. First of all, because of the COVID period, so you had to do online internships, and State was proposing it all the time. And second, because it was a great opportunity to grow with the startup at the same time. And so far, it's been a blast. The company is doing very well and making its way through the fashion industry and growing from Europe to why not all around the world.
So I would recommend you.
Sorry, shortly, I just want to say my classmates are the ones who founded the company, so a little bit of personal pride as well.
Would you like to add something, Herman, about them? Because actually it was not just one alumni, it is a group of alumni who create together this company.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think they had the idea, so they were part of our same graduating class of 2019. I was also friends with quite a few of them. And I think what's interesting was also when you see the steps of how they founded the company. So I think they already had the idea in their first year in London. At that time in 2016, we only had the option to go to London. And so all of us started the track in the same campus. And they already had the ideas in 2016. and they also pivoted a lot. So they benefited from, you could see also they benefited firstly from some of the classes that we took, but also some advice that they were able to get from, I mean, firstly, classmates, and also from the people that you meet during the careers fairs and things like that, and just to build connections as well. And I remember they pivoted their business idea a few times, and they really got into their stride in their second year. I think most of them went to Turin as well. And then I think in their third year, then they were able to really set their home base in Berlin. And I think that's where they are now.
Yes.
And yeah, and they really expanded their business, made a lot of connections, and I'm still seeing their updates on LinkedIn now. So really happy to see them thriving.
Yeah, at the end, when you study business, especially in a business school, that is part of the school and of the program, to actually build connections, use the networking, take profit of the career service or any other support that you can get from the university. There is sometimes funding that you can ask for as well. And we are happy that our students, the one who have an idea of a project or a company, that they use it, because that's the reason why it's there. As we're running a bit out of time, I will suggest that, for instance, Laurent, you said a few words about what you're doing in your company, and then we jump with the master programs.
Okay, I'll try to be very fast. So as Herman said, audit is a huge word. And when he says that he's not a kind of a financial auditor, that's exactly what I am now. So I'm in financial auditing. And Luxembourg is very well known for investment funds. So what we are basically doing is just policing them, more or less. So we are reviewing their financial statements and their long form reports and all the technical documents they have to legally provide, and we just check if everything is okay and see what the best practices are, and then also have a little bit of a consulting tasks to just bring the industry up to the level that is required by international law. It sounds very technical. In the beginning, it's always hard to get used to this, but for the moment, it's still a good and interesting experience. Let's jump to the master.
Thanks, Laurent. So quickly, I want to jump into the master opportunities that you also have. If you decide, okay, I would like to specialize more in a specific topic, because during the first 2 years in the bachelor, you learn a bit of everything. In the third years, when you have the elective courses, that is when you specialize more in an area. But if you find that you would like to even go deeper in that topic, then you can continue with a master degree. And as we are recognized, you don't need to continue studying your master program with us. Of course, you are more than welcome if you find a good match for you. But we also have many students who decide to go to other universities to enrich their CV. And here you have just an overview of some of the universities that have accepted our bachelor student for a master program. But I will give quickly the words to Magali, because I know that she decided that she would like to continue with her master's at ESCP.
Yeah, so yeah, basically, once you're done with the bachelor, I highly recommend that you do a master to specialize yourself. A lot of people still do a master in global management, but I think it's a mistake, because you're doing the same thing again, I would say. So when I was in Berlin, I discovered the Oikos Society that was focusing on sustainability. And I also had the opportunity to play music with students from the Master in International Sustainability of Berlin. And I was like, wow, that's really what I want to do. I want to learn how to make a good environmental and social impact while still making business. So that's why I was looking for a master in sustainability management. And then when I had a look around, actually most of schools were only offering a basic master in management with some electives on sustainability, which is not enough at all. Like, it's not necessary that you put at the top of your cake. You really have to study sustainability in the fundamentals, in economics, in finance, and law. So that is what ESCP is offering, along with I think 15 to 20 other specialized masters. And I really like the approach, and the teachers are very involved, and they're like superstar, I would say, in the field of sustainability. So yeah, I don't regret at all staying at ESCP because I really learned a lot. And we got the opportunities to work with many different companies, specifically on the field of sustainability. So yeah, I really like my master's degree here.
Thanks, Magali. Actually, we're very happy to keep having you inside of ESCP. As I said before, we of course offer several opportunities to our students, but our students actually make the most of it. You are actually the big star of the program. So thanks again. You have in the screen the contact details of our students. You can also book one-to-one meetings. If you would like to ask more questions that you haven't asked in the chat, we try to answer them at the same time in the chat. So if something is missing that we haven't covered or that you still have questions, feel free to contact us, to contact the alumni, search in LinkedIn about other alumni students, or to book one-to-one appointment with us. But I don't want to steal more time for the next presentation. I would like to thank you once again, guys, for being there, for always supporting us, and of course to the audience that has been there today watching. So thank you very much.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank
Have
you
a nice
all for
day.
participating.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we
enjoy
can
your
welcome you.
Saturday.
Well, same to you. Same to you.
Same to all of us.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye.